During the tournament, go to the Pandora event page via Lobby Event Center, Esports to join the event. Mormon from SEA, Cop from CSA, Pedrinho from the Americas, Silas from the EU, and Prestige from MENA will guide you through the 5 major parts of the event. They consist of tournament celebration, prediction rewards, esports shop, themed outfit, and champion challenge. From July 23rd to August 5th, and consists of 3 stages that coincide with the tournament: group stage, survival stage, and grand finals. During the group stage, get 20 esports tokens by predicting the 8 teams you think will the grand finals. Each correct prediction will grant you an additional 60 tokens. Make a total of 3, 6, and 8 correct predictions to get 300, 680, and 720 tokens, respectively. You'll get another chance during the survival stage to guess the other 8 teams that will make it to the grand finals. The rewards are the same as the group stage. During the grand finals, you must try and predict don't expire and can be used in future esports events. Who do you think will be the ultimate champion? Join the 2025 PMWC event and share your predictions. Invite your friends to join the predictions and watch the tournament unfold.
집 뛰어가야 돼요. 건우야 너가 오른쪽 집 째줘.
기다려봐.
건우야 밑으로 뛰어야 돼 왼쪽으로.
나야 돼.
다 밑으로 네 집 뒤에 붙어있는 거 있나 확인해도 돼.
기다려.
나이스. 집안에 네 집안에 하나 있을 거야.
내 집안에 하나 피 먹고 있대. 근데 라스 하나
라스 하나 나오는 거보다 건우 나 폭 갈게. 아 자신있게 이거 어차피 우리가 먹었어. 먹어 그냥.
막게
까비. 야 나오는 거 봐. 나이스.
자 TR10 بمشون كذا
بمشونا
자 TR10 بمشون كذا
بمشونا
يب
بشو كيزي
نايس
باقي لاس فوق
ببيت
من جهة تروح
دور ثاني حجي دور ثاني
بس خلنا ناخذ السلاح
دور ثاني
ايزي
نايس حجي نايس
يلا يا ايوه نكمل. 야 다시 하기 절. 라스 하나. 천천히 해봐. 피.
그래 우리 3명이야.
라스 하나.
라스 하나.
어딨어? 야 이거 좀 오른쪽 단차. 오른쪽 단차. 좀 무리다 이거.
애덤이야. 나오면 살아.
살릴게. 살리면서 하자.
왼쪽만 잘 봐줘야 돼.
왼쪽 뛰어오는 거 보는 중.
얘들아 이거 잡으러 갈 때 양쪽으로 앵글 걸리면서 하자.
아 뛸게. 공박한다. 맞춰. 잡아. 나이스 좋았다. 준호 형.
It is crazy to see what one of the best teams of PMWC can achieve when they actually end up playing as a team, Max, man. I mean, APG finally getting their first win.
This I'm very, very excited, and definitely a well-needed chicken dinner because they were in the middle of the rankings, right? They weren't quite in top 8. I think this game might have been doing just enough for them to actually put them in top 8, but can they remain there until the end of the day?
I think with this performance is definitely going to up the pressure to some of the other teams because remember, we're done with Erangel, Neptura. We're going to be going into Miramar, usually Alpha 7, one of those teams that ends up saying, you know what, we end up performing a little bit better there when we go to Miramar. That's a team that needs to perform.
It is a team that needs to perform. I think we're going to see as well a lot of teams that are very good. Oh, hang on. We got an end game, Max.
This is actually going to be the time they leave farm, and Alpha, they're wounded, they're not ready for a crash. And actually Alpha Gaming just don't go for the normal play that a lot of people would go for, which is crashing the rocks. No, they take this massive spread over to the east, not only controlling low ground, but also taking the high ground angle away from AJ, forcing him to kind of play more passive so he can't get shots on the player low ground. 1, 2 players low ground eliminated. Only AJ remained. He was also extremely low in terms of ammo for his M4, so long range, he couldn't get involved. That is the only way Alpha Gaming win that match, and it was pulled off flawlessly.
And on top of that, Seal just being able to just kind of get that high ground, gave him the big opening. I'm surprised that Thunder Talk even allowed that. And with this game right now, I mean, Alpha Gaming, 21 points. I can't wait to see what that's going to mean when we go to the overall. But Thunder Talk, I mean, that's another team that's also being able to put up some points up there. Neptura, 16 points for this squad.
It's really nice to see them start to perform as well. And what I really love is how they were able to capture that high ground towards the mid phase of the game, right? I think that rather than what a lot of teams would do is just go for all those fights again and again and again and get that CQ. Undertalk really just held back and was like, we're going to wait for all these other teams to start fighting. And then once they're done, we'll pick off the stragglers and then move into that space like we claimed it for real.
I love how the final spot of Thundertalk, it was initially Al-Hajj had it 5 minutes before that fight happened. Then it was taken away by Damar from R8.
Self up, I'm like, I can't do it. If not, then I'll end up just hitting myself with the microphone. But I want to deep dive a little bit more into some of this games. Intense game. That was another team that we expected a lot more out of. It hasn't been that way for a very long time, at least for the past 2 days. But it's good to see them finally being able to step it up here on the final day for group stages.
Yeah, especially I love the way that they played a very difficult zone, right? That zone was not easy for any of these teams, but I love how they actually were able to stick together and then move, but still be mobile at the same time. So you did have those players that were going up off to the north and then back down, but they just, by keeping mobile and stop and preventing any stagnation happening, they were actually able to end up weren't in one place at the time.
That's right. I mean, we were talking about this 2 teams earlier. I want to take a look at a bit of a SMB head-to-head between Alpha 7 and APG, because now APG is in the hunt, and this is going to be the stats for today. See who is currently outperforming who, as we'll get. I'm pretty sure we'll get a chance to say it. But for Alpha 7, this has to be a massive, massive wake-up call, Max. This is the time for them to actually start reacting, and it has to happen in Miramar. If not, this could be the defensive survival stage.
I mean, it's scary because Alpha Gaming getting a win there. Don't forget, they were just below them. They're going to look to overtake. And actually, one team we didn't talk about too much, IDA. They've been silent, but they've been climbing the ranks slowly. They've been approaching the top 8. I think they've been going top 8 a little bit early in 8th position, if I'm not mistaken. They have 2 teams overtake them out of the squads that are playing today. They're not in top 8. So they need to be careful. That's going to be their main threat, both IDA and Alpha Gaming.
And for IDA, I'm actually happy with what I'm seeing out of this squad, because they're being a little bit more aggressive. And not just a little bit more aggressive, they're being very aggressive, taking on fights with Horror Esports as well.
Yeah, I think the adjustment from yesterday to today has been huge for them. It's been really, really nice to see them be more aggressive, but not just aggressive with the CQC, just aggressive in general with the positions they're taking, with the rotations they're making. It's really nice. I do want to say just tiny nitpick criticism. They took too long on that fight with Horror, but at the end of the day, yeah, I really like what we're seeing from them.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what these 2 teams are going to be doing here, especially going into the final 2 matches of group stages. There's so much at stake. You can either get a chance to go directly to the grand, have to battle out against 16 teams at survival stage. Let's take it over with the first Miramar out of 2 with Blank and Jackie.
Thank you, Seven. Can't wait for this one. The kickoff. Alpha Gaming, fresh off the back of an absolute banquet of
the desert here on Miramar for our final 2 matches of the group stage.
It's where that tagline reigns true. Who's going to beat the heat? Who will show up here? Seen some great showings from a good few collectives of our squads today, but things will change now in the last 2 games.
All the players here, we saw some of them hyping themselves up. You know, everyone wasn't actually sat down with Ida for a second. I was worried where he'd gone. You know, he just took a quick lap around the arena.
Trying to keep himself in it.
Yeah. Because they're doing well. 6th place right now. They would need a few teams to jump ahead of them. Alpha Gaming, Alpha 7, Nongshim Red Force, Weibo. For Horror, I think that 51 points are a little far out at this point in time if we're Ida's having the same kind of performance each time. Then again, you know, a 20-point game would shoot them up the rankings, but with the way Horror's performance has been today, it's not been a horror to watch, but it's not been great either.
No, it feels like there was signs of them being able to really blossom. Some of the plays we've seen from the compound crashes, the way they've been playing with the tempo, it's been nice to see, but I think you're right. I'm a little bit worried. Don't know if they have that same level of caliber, of course. You never count them out though, Blank. It feels like that team can just turn it on sometimes. So you'd love to see it, especially here, right?
Last 2 games make it happen. We get a Western shift on the circle over towards Team 2. I think right now, 2 matches to go, they're not making it. Especially going down so early versus Alpha Gaming just on that crash. They look pretty weak at the moment. Weakened. No, it's a lackluster performance from the Falcons. Not really got off the ground just yet. Nongshim Red Force losing Benny early here.
No real room for anyone to assist on that one with the split, so R8 able to easily grab onto it with both hands. I think it was another knockback over into Kino Trope as well that was finished off there, as we saw Power Gaming and them landing quite close to one another. They took a clean back of that. So already a couple of scraps breaking out. Zizzy tucked in, belly down on the ground, listening for the footsteps at least.
I think your issue is for Nongshim Red Force losing a player early into Miramar. It's a map that massively favors 4-man teams towards that end game. You're struggling now. You're 11th place. Those good games from earlier in the day, you'd set yourselves up nicely to get in towards that top 8, get that free ride through to the final, stamp your ticket. But gone a little bit wrong. It's that replay, Al Hadji.
He nearly did it.
Stabbed in the eye.
God, he was quick with it. Smooth moves on the blade. The Wicked Skengman was here, but Al Hadji deals with it. Not a fan, not a fan.
So I'm backing up though, he's terrified.
Yeah, I mean you would be.
Yeah.
He was quick, he was chicaning with the blade.
So that's going to go on for a while though. The big difference maker right now is that R8's working with 4 players, 4 angles, compared to the 3 coming through from Nongshim Red Force. And I'd like to see them make it out of it alive, but it will be a tough task.
Yeah, I mean, nade through the window, they take the peek out. Good timing on the fight. You're able to reset as well. Med pack, so it's not going to be too bad for you. Complete health back in. Dives away as well, so he's quick on the reposition, so DeMar can't get the shot back over to capitalize off of it. Still got the nade in the back pocket. Looks like he's going to set himself up for that on the response. Cast it out with a little bounce. That's kind of cheeky.
And he's jumping out of it. This is a big lead. Let's see if it actually works out, though. He's getting peppered. Somehow makes it back into the building. It wasn't for long, though. That was a bold maneuver, a brave play.
You got to give him props for the way he approached it, but unfortunately in the melee, it's not going too great. Response back from Zizzy with the big boy, letting the bullets rain through. And R8 trying to compose themselves off the back of this. No, the focus up on it, good spray back over, and Tizzy can't get the clutch Elim in to keep them in it. So Red Force go down.
That's a big blow to Nongshim Red Force. Only one more game. Capitalize on those points now. Onto our final Miramar. Not looking good for them. And again, I have to stress, it was a great start from Nongshim Red Force earlier in the day. Korea, that was a fantastic opportunity for them, but not meant to be. Alpha Gaming with the 9th place now. Another one bites the dust there.
Even Weebu as well, finding an opportunity to take some fights over. Doesn't really go the way they were hoping it would, though. Sakina Trope, as much as it has been a rough affair of being thrown into fight after fight that's uncomfortable for them, they can at least reach, so it isn't the full wipe that could have been. Quickly grabbed the vehicle as well for the impromptu cover, at least had some supplies to top themselves back up.
That they are. But I don't think they're going to be in the finals, unfortunately. On that scoreline. Horror spots the rotate coming through from Alpha 7. This is dead center, right? They're trying to get up towards some high ground to work with. Horror currently has a big old split across Crater Fields and the ridgeline that's over in that position. Those mountains are very, very nice to work with.
And this is the fight that has not given up. Power have just been consistently stalking Kino Trope for so long at this point, chasing them from compound to compound. Looks like AX take a knock as well with intense game, being able to isolate them once again. It's been uncomfortable in the previous 2 matchups.
Gamax taking on Falcons. Again, it's these slow decisions, slow rollouts coming through from Falcons, allowing teams to backfill them time and time again. They've got to figure something out. Add some security cameras to the back of the kit, essentially. towering above everyone else so far. But it's a nice game from here, honestly. Time and time again for the team. It's trapped out in Monte Nuevo on that northwest side. Circle centers up though over towards Ida, which is very good for them in terms of their point scoring, staying within that top 8. Currently playing over towards some high ground too on the roadside, so plenty of vision around them to work with.
This was Thundertalks, of course, that backed off after their slight scrape they ran into with Alter Ego. Worked out far better for them. Been able to take extra time to loot it, wrap around the periphery of the zone and start to make a move for the late rotation down.
There's a good chance for Thundertalks as well. If they want to wrap up the ridge that sits over towards the eastern side of San Martin, you know, you do break off a lot of LOS in that position. You know, there's not much line of sight available to you there. The issue plateau. There is towards power grid. Very, very open. So I'm curious to see how Thundertalks play this one out.
As well. It's back-to-back very uncomfortable for them in terms of the isolated fights they've had to work their way through. 3 players alive for now at least. It's Henry up on the hill, firing off.
He wasn't on an island though, Jackie. That's the only thing. If he goes down, it will be hard to get the res off towards him. So he needs to be very careful. Pretty much just have his ears open and listen in.
Yeah, it's that risk versus reward. Obviously such a powerful angle if he's able to play it, and this is why. Bullets come across. Similar kind of story as well. I mean, you're so far out, so Revo's just going to get the full magazine dumped into it. Dispatched already, so he's hard gone. 3 players remain for Alpha 7. Of course, Darkin's position's compromised, but he can bail out now. You're more panicked about it.
And if anyone wants to take the buggies up there, like, it's going to take a while, and it'll be pretty obvious when they're coming. Vamos here, trying to push forward over towards that top side of the lobby, take over Thundertalks. They move in from that eastern side. They take a player from R8 as well in the process. So cut back in over towards San Martin. So a little bit of a different rotation they went for there. Farida, great pushing one of their competition further down on that leaderboard. Currently Alpha 7 in 10th place and were chasing.
Ida could squeeze so much out of this, man. It's really good heads-up play with how they've been ebbing and flowing throughout the course of the day. Some great gun skill on display. Heads-up calls as well. Obviously for Darkin.
Just move over towards them. Just then either taking shots. Again, pretty long range. Very unlikely they hit those shots anyway. Nice little bounce at the stairs though. Trying to rebound that one. Instant Molotov. I'll take those.
It seemed like he was hoping to try and force them just into the vision of the nade from King as well that was setting up to support, but luckily they're able to tuck in, keep themselves safe. Goes in to clear out the building now, sees the feet. Ooh, rebound off the wall.
It's a lot of damage.
Oh, the timing on it as well. As he pushes up, it's the reposition. So Demar just not ready for the instant dive in. Able to get it. That's the...
I try to get your boy to walk down the stairs and pick him up and then take the shots. I don't know how many players at this level are going to fall for that, but I don't know. Try to lay out some candy.
It's a fair theory. Alpha Gaming there. Shot in the back line from Gamax.
Yeah, Gamax is kind of causing problems on this western side, but again, that's sort of dockish. If we look where he goes down, like all the way on that western side, he's split off from his team. Can't deny the amount of eliminations he's been able to get for Alpha Gaming, but still, sometimes a little bit overzealous. The babysitter in top might have to pull back on those reins quite quick enough.
I couldn't get a grasp on it.
Too fast.
It was a lot of strength, a lot of strength. He loves it.
You know what? I think it's absolutely justified the sighting goes down there for Thundertalks. I don't know why he was on that split all the way down towards that south side, especially when you know players are going to be wanting to rotate in through Picardo, through Power Grid. Sure, he provides information back, but probably could have just garnered that.
Compound set up for Alter Egos. They handle that one with ease, it seems. Ooh. That's a explosive
arrow! No way! Oh,
Oh, we've heard legend of it.
We have.
But now we see it. It took me, my brain was like the synapses have connected.
Where was this shot from? That's from across the bloody road.
That's insanity.
Through a tiny gap. Is that Legolas?
Oh my God, the archer. Woof. He's good with the drawstring.
Yeah.
Lines it up and knocks him down.
And no relief.
No.
The boys in Alpha 7. That's a rough way to go as well. You've been humbled.
You'd be fuming.
Damn. Pinpoint precision. The boys on Weibo bring a new meta to the game. I don't know if it's meta yet. It might be a little bit off meta, but I'm always down for people doing a little bit things funky.
He's an innovator.
Yeah.
Can't doubt that.
Straight inventor. The arena down towards the south side. Looking to push slowly but surely up over towards Alter Ego.
Yeah, I think that one was almost paralysis by analysis for Thunder Talks with how the decisions were made. So came back to haunt them. Such distance to play with. A little bit of ammo left in the pocket as well. So just taking shots when he gets opportunity to keep him pinned. You see the split from Alter Ego as well. The team trust each other so much. Speaking to Rosemary, you can see they all just play for one outcome. They're just looking for that win. They're not bothered.
Entertaining team to watch that way. But they are consistent. Consistency is good. When they pop off, it's just very, very cool. But most of the time, you know, it's just slow but steady. All right, that's Alter Ego's rabbit right now. But at the moment, the rabbit is very firmly winning this race.
Yeah, quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Turtles got lost. Rabbit's focused.
He's on.
There's an 80 grand carrot at the end of the race here.
On these backdoors, obviously looking for revenge. For Doc here when he was taking nades from either side, cast them over the top, just trying to keep them pinned. Bullets from the side. Ooh, couple tags there. That's actually Al Haji from the top side with the backup of the rest of the power squad.
Yeah, Ragnar's getting involved now too. Let's find APK. Some good nades from APK.
Quick shot back up. Zol loves these. Those fast engagements where he'll burst you down. Easy over the top again though, trying to keep it uncomfortable for them to